So let's see how it accelerates just from a standstill. It does pretty good. When you first accelerate, it kind of grabs it. It really has some initial acceleration. It kind of fades a little bit as you accelerate and get up to speed. But I noticed when I'm in a parking lot or something like that, and I just want to creep forward, it just has this little bit of a jump to it. It's kind of interesting the way it feels. All right, let's try that again. I had the fan on a little bit, so let's try it again. Maybe you can hear it a little bit better. So yeah, it wants to break traction, but it stays straight. It does a good job of, you know, keeping the vehicle straight. But yeah, it's a pretty impressive acceleration, especially for a vehicle this size. It's fairly quiet, and the camera might amplify the sound a little bit, but to my ears, I have just a slight amount of wind noise and once again road noise, but it is pretty darn quiet. Now this road isn't very rough, and you know, it has some bumps and stuff, but it's not very rough, so depending on the road, you know, might have more noise. But the cruise control, just press that button for the lane keep assist system, and then we can set it here. So let's bring it up to 60. Just kind of see how it feels, how it sounds. So the TorqueFlite transmission, they've kind of got that nailed down as far as the acceleration and the way it handles the weight and it handles the power and all that stuff. Ram has had that, you know, basically it was pretty impressive even back in 2013, you know, to me anyway, when they introduced it, especially with the fuel economy and all that. So no surprises there as far as it working well. The inline 6, turbocharged inline 6, and this is the high output version. Very impressive. I mean, inline 6, you know, historically have been very reliable, impressive engines that are, I'm glad they're reusing them now, you know, instead of having the V6 all the time. The inline 6 just, if you're the type of person that has done any engine work, or been under the hood, an inline 6 tends to be a little bit more clean and easy to access and just relatively straightforward, you know, instead of having you know, having spark plugs and exhaust on both sides with the V system. It's but yeah, it for me, I enjoy you know, a clean, straightforward, literally straightforward engine. So in this case, bringing back the straight 6 is very welcome to me anyway. But yeah, just very comfortable. The lane keep assist system works fairly well. It doesn't fight with you. It wanders a little bit, but it does have a grip sensor. And it's very sensitive. You just barely hold the steering wheel like this, and then that way it doesn't bug you. You put your hands on the steering wheel. So like say if I just let go, this is already turning yellow. And it's holding the lane fairly well, not perfectly, but it's telling me to put my hands on the wheel. Like literally, just you don't have to squeeze. You just put your hand there, and it will turn that off. So it doesn't have to. You don't have to constantly jiggle the steering wheel. You don't have to squeeze the steering wheel or anything. You just barely put your hand there, and it just senses that your hand's there. So that's really, really nice, because there's some vehicles, it's just, you can be holding the steering wheel with two hands and it still tells you to put your hands on the steering wheel. So because it relies on torque and not the sensor. And so not only does this one have the sensor, it's like super duper sensitive, so it can definitely tell your hand's there. Really like that. Yeah, it is a pleasure to drive. The braking is very responsive. I mean, it just like puts it right down. So always feel there's plenty of pedal there too. I don't want all my equipment to go slamming forward, so that's why I didn't completely stop, you know, brake very hard. Yeah, the heads-up display is very sharp, very clear. Sometimes it's a little dim, but it is unbelievably clear how it looks to my eyes. It's good. It's very good. It does have the turn-by-turn directions when you have it set, a destination set. Otherwise, it's just pretty basic information. It has what your speed is set at. It's also showing you the status of the lane keep assist system, the distance between you and the vehicle in front of you, and whether you're holding the steering wheel or not, and whether the steering assist system is activated or not as well. So it's all visually, you know, represented. There's very little text, only where it says miles per hour. That's all. That's the only text. So it's easy to understand. You know, you're not reading anything or trying to figure out anything. It's straightforward, and the clarity is probably one of the best as far as what I've seen. There's a lot of heads-up display vehicles that have a heads-up display and it's blurry, you know. So one of the things I do is video me driving with the heads-up display, and when I'm trying to dial in the focus on the camera, it's like some vehicles, it's like I can never get in focus because the actual display itself is blurry. So it just looks blurry, and it looks like my camera's out of focus, but it's actually the actual heads-up display is blurry. The one that comes to mind is the Toyota Camry. But yeah, this one's super sharp. It's unbelievably sharp, and just looks high quality. And just having this rear view camera and the camera systems on the screen over here are excellent. So it has the ability to view, just for a short time, all the views basically on the cameras. Now this particular one doesn't have the cargo view, which I really wish it did. But it doesn't have the cargo view. It has all the other views, even where you can see beside the vehicle, front, back, top, down, everything. So yeah, it's a curb view on both sides. It's excellent, and it's a very sharp, clean, high-resolution cameras. So you know, you can see details, very, very good details, day or night. It's impressive. But yeah, the cargo. The bed camera is the only one missing, and that would be definitely one that I would want, because when I put stuff in the bed, you can't really see in the bed. So when you're driving, you know, if maybe you have some stuff back there that you have tied down, or maybe, you know, make sure your load doesn't shift or anything, being able to quickly just look at that every once in a while is really, really nice. But this one just doesn't have it. But it does. You're able to look at your trailer, make sure your trailer, you know, your load on your trailer is squared away and still secure and all that stuff. So all that's good. And of course, if you're parking a big truck like this, especially if you're not used to driving a big truck, having the camera system helps out, you know, putting yourself in the parking spot properly, and you know, just make sure you're clear before you're backing up, going forward, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, the camera system's excellent, really helps out a lot. The rear view camera, in addition to the rear view mirrors, is really good. I like that as well. And having you just have to basically clean the little cameras every once in a while, to have like a cloth, just kind of clean them every once in a while. And then that way you got, you know, good visibility on the camera systems. Yeah, it has that initial punch, you know, like you gotta have to be careful, because especially if you're on loose gravel, because it'll spin tires when you first accelerate. And it kind of feels good, you know, it feels like you got a strong vehicle. I'm not sure what's going on there, because typically, maybe it's to overcome any kind of turbo lag that you might feel. So, you know, it definitely doesn't have any kind of lag. It's actually the opposite of lag. It's actually, you know, punch instead of lag. So that's nice. And of course, with the transmission, you know, it's very responsive as well. So no problems there. these little corners, these little curves here, it's not really just handles them like a dream, really. So I'm not going super fast, but it feels good. Now, I'm not hauling anything. I don't have any trailer behind the truck or anything, but just normal driving. This camera makes the screen look all messed up. So the navigation map is up right now, and it looks like there's some cameras, and also you're getting some flashing lights down here from this camera. This is all from this particular camera, it has nothing to do with the vehicle. But yeah, there is a lane keep assist system that's on normal roads, but when you get on certain highways, there is basically a hands-free system. Okay, so we'll see if the hands-free system works on this highway. It shows on the map that it's supposed to work, but we'll see. There we go, hands-free. So yeah, it actually turns green here on the sides, and then on the heads-up display it has actual hands next to the steering wheel instead of on the steering wheel. So yeah, it says hands, it actually says hands-free on the heads-up display as well. And we have it down here. Okay, so yeah, it sees that we're on the, approved highway for hands-free driving. It has a camera here making sure that my eyes are paying attention to the road. And so yeah, let me just cover that up and see what happens. See how long it takes for it to do anything. Please look forward. Yeah, it's vibrating the seat too. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so now we're wandering a little bit. Maybe it's because I put my hand over the camera. But yeah, seems to work pretty good so far. It's a little bit wandering here. So that truck's passing me, and it seems like it wants to hug the center of the lane, like right on the line there. So let's go to the, let's see if we can go to, yeah, look at that. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, it looks like we're a little bit, it wants to stay closer to the center of the road. Like it's really, I don't know if you can see the screen, it's kind of flickering, but yeah, it's kind of wanders a little bit, but mostly wants to stay close to the center of the road. And this road is not very well marked. Like I'm barely seeing the lines on this road, but it's able to see them apparently because it's keeping the hands free, and it's showing that there's a solid line on the right and then the dotted line on the left, except for the exit. But yeah, it seems like it's working okay. It's keeping me in the lane anyway. It hasn't swerved over the line. Just kind of gets a little bit close to the center. So we'll see what happens if a car passes me. It seems like when the truck passed, it seemed like it got a little bit closer to the center of the line. So we'll see that happens again. There's a car passing now. Yeah, it's just staying right there, a lot. Yeah, it's way over there, a little bit too close to the center line than I would drive anyway. But it seems, especially when there's cars trying to pass, it looks like you're just like a jerk driving because you're like getting too close to them, But anyways, it works. I got my hands off the steering wheel and it's driving. It's steering the steering wheel. And of course my foot's not on the pedal too. And I have the distance set at a far distance, so it's not going to get too close to the cars in front of me. So yeah, on approved roads, there's actually a map and it shows you what roads that this hands-free system operates on. It has to be roads that, are controlled with exits and doesn't have like stoplights and all that stuff. So in this particular case, it's speed limit 70, There's all exits. There's no stoplights. Probably, you know, fairly straight road. It's not like, you know, steep curves or anything like that. So yeah, seems to work well. It's kind of neat. It's a little bit wandery though. Kind of wanders around and just hugging that center. Like right now, it's going again. It's like really close. Okay, so it's telling me I have to put my hands on the steering wheel again. But yeah, it's interesting. This particular system doesn't. It's not as, like, my confidence in it isn't as solid as some, say, other systems. But yeah, I would still use it. You know, just got to be like super careful. But as it, you know, as basically any system, really got to be careful. But this one just seems like it's a little bit like if I'm driving and a log truck or something is passing me, and this truck wants to put put it right there on the line, in the center line, I would probably disable the system and just, you know, move over, because it's not a good idea. You know, it's not a good idea to do that. I'm not sure why. And I just cleaned the windshield, so the camera system should be looking at the road fine. So I'm not sure why it wants to do that. I've had other like lane keep assist systems that have similar type characteristics, in which when a car comes, like when I'm passing a car this way, they just like all of a sudden go really close to the line for some reason.
No compromise, no second place. High pressure injectors, they